ॐ ॐ गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तमानन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभानुमहौ वन्दे सद्गुरुं सत्यसायिनम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्वेषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ तच्छंयोरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे सोमपा असोमपा इति निगदव्याख्याताः सहस्रवृदियं भूमिः पारौ व्योम सहस्रवृत् अश्विना भुज्यूना सत्या विश्वस्य जगतस्पति जाया भूमिः पतिर्व्योमा मिथुनन्ता अतुर्यथुः पुत्रो बृहस्पति रुद्रः सरमा इति स्त्रीपुमं शुक्रं वामन्यद्यजतं वामन्यत् विषुरूपे अहनीद्यौरिव स्थः विश्वाहिमाया अवथस्वधावन्तौ भद्रावां पूषणा विहरातिरस्तु वासात्यौ चित्रौ जगतो निधानौ द्यावा भूमि चरथः सगुं सखायौ तावश्विना रासभा आश्वा हवं मे शुभस्पति आगतगुं सूर्यया सह त्युग्रोह भुज्युमश्विनोदमेघे रयिन्न कश्चिन्ममृवाम् अवाहाः तमूहथुर्नौभिरा आत्मन्वतीभिः अन्तरिक्षपृभिरपोदकाभिः तिस्रः क्षपस्त्रिदघातिव्रजद्भिः नासत्या भुज्युमुहतुः पतङ्गैः समुद्रस्य धन्वन्नार्द्रस्य पारे त्रिभिरथैः षडश्वैः सविता सवितारौ वितन्वन्तम् अनुबध्नाति शाम्बरः आपपूरुषं वरश्चैव सवितारेपसोऽभवत् त्यगुं सुतृप्तं विदित्वैव बहु सोमगिरौ वशी अन्वेति तुग्रोवक्रियान्तम् आयसूयान् सोमतृप्सुषु ससङ्ग्रामस्तमोऽद्योत्योतः वाचोगाः पिपाति तत् स तद्गोभिस्त्वा आत्येत्यन्ये रक्षसानन्विताश्च ये अन्वेति परिवृत्यास्तः एवमेतौ स्थो अश्विना ते एतेद्युः पृथिव्यौ अहरहर्गर्भं दधाथे। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Offering our collective love at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri 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 Satya Sai Baba Varu. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Hari Om, Shalom, Salam, Saira, Namaste. May we all be together. May we all be nourished together. May we all work together with great vigor. May our studies illumine our intellects. May we not hate or have conflict with each other. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. After that intense class yesterday, it was raining like crazy in Sacramento. And also, I guess, in Bay Area. But it was raining and raining, just to show that the intensity of the presence, the collective presence, is what invokes divine grace. I hope you all had an opportunity to contemplate on the 4 words: prayer, blessing, grace, mercy. Prarthana, Ashirvachana, Anugraha, Kripa. If you simply come and listen and go, nothing will be retained. In fact, if you don't practice what you have learned, it will be gone, erased. Sadhana is this only. 2 parts of sadhana: prakasha, vimarsha. This is described in Kashmiri Shaivism. Prakasha means illumination, self-illumination. Vimarsha is reflective awareness. That which is self-illumining, all these mantras are about self-illumination. They bring about self-illumination. As a matter of total fact and truth, you will not have to look, read, go to a guru. Nothing is necessary. If you have total presence to this Vedic hymns, this is the truth. Truth not declared by me. Truth declared by sages and seers and avatars. Nothing is required more than the knowledge of the self. In fact, that is the only thing that is required. But we, meaning the minds, are restless because they want to constantly go get validation from something external. It doesn't understand that everything is already present and you don't have to look anywhere. What all you have to do is discover, remove the cover. And that cover is what is called as koshas. From the gross to the subtle to the subtler to the subtlest to that which is totally unchanging, you have to keep discovering. And when you begin to do that, you will understand that what is happening inside is exactly what is happening outside. So therefore, this reflective awareness, that is what is called bliss. Who reflects about that awareness? If there is only one awareness, which is Sat Chit, the Sat and the Chit, now that is only one, and that is manifest as Sat and Chit. And if there is only one, who reflects on what? If something is reflecting, there is a second. Therefore, in order for that to happen, the one supreme consciousness, Brahman, associates with its own Shakti, reveals its own Shakti that is inherently already present. It's the property, it's an attribute. If a singer is singing a Kruti, if a poet is disclosing a poem, who needs to reflect on that? Is there somebody else that need to reflect? It's the same musician that from whom this art is getting expressed. It's the same poet from which the art is getting expressed. So the moment that happened, then it appears there are two. Prakasha, Vimarsha. It appears that there is a duet that is working. And this duet that is working, last night only I heard a duet, Malladi brothers. So that's why this duet concept is. Yesterday when we closed the class, it was about the duet. And so the whole theme will be duet only. And when this duet is working, they have to be in total synchronicity with. There should be synchronicity. It's as if one person is singing as two. Unless that happens, that music will not be totally concordant. So therefore, in the universe, the one that is present will manifest as if there are two, and they distribute that responsibility so that this whole thing happens in concordance. To begin with, the divine pair that is responsible for this, Namah Shivaya cha Namah Shivaya. That is the divine duet, the pair. And that divine pair is, one is potential, carries the potential. The same that carries the potential will also express itself. And that expression is Shakti. The potential is the Shiva. There are not two. There is only one. There is only one. And that one is the Shiva Shakti aspect of it. They complement each other in doing the work of the universe, only because that which is present wants to enjoy itself in that manifestation. This is this entirety of the complementarity, and how beautifully, concordantly, sometimes they even appear to be doing opposite things. But for those who do not understand that, it is not opposite things. It's a much incredible, because our mind is the one that sees duality as pairs of opposites. That even the divine work is sometimes perceived as opposite. And the duality is in the mind and not in the work that is done by the divine. Vishala Nilotpala Lochanayai Vikasi Pankeruhalochanaya Samekshanayai Vishamekshanaya Namah Shivaya cha Namah Shivaya. Ah, how beautiful. You should study those kind of incredible declarations by Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya. This is Ardhanarishwara Stotram. And that Ardhanarishwara Stotram, he is describing, oh, this pair is there. They are hooked at the hip. Not literally, not metaphorically. And they are doing this work. One seems to do something that appears to be opposite of each other. But look at the complementarity. Mandara mala kalita lakayai, kapala malankita kandharaya, divyambaraya, echa digambaraya. Divyambara, digambara. Half is beautifully adorned with mandara mala. The other side is adorned with kapala mala. One is divyambara, the other is digambara. So what we are talking about, why am I talking about all these things? Huh? The pairs, the duets, all this time in this beautiful 44 plus verses that we have studied, 44 panchatis that we have studied, so far that concept of duality was never mentioned. Suddenly, what is happening? If you actually draw a picture of what you have studied in 44 panchatis so far in Aruna Prashna, that would be a fantastic homework. a picture, like doing like a slide, how the universe started with this apaha and then how it is manifested, it's going down deeper, deeper, deeper into the specifics, outlining from that absolute thing, how it is coming down, all the universal forces, the Agnis, the Vayus, the Gandharvas, all that stuff. Do that. It will be really phenomenal. Mentally, that's what this mind does. When it is chanting these mantras, it is not just chanting the mantra, it's actually painting a picture. It's an expression. This incredible expression of the divine is what you are noticing in Aruna Prishna. And it's 100% expression of the one as the cosmos. And to the level of going all the way from everything that is absolute to relatively semi-godly, to the forces of the nature, to the celestial beings, to the pair of celestial and terrestrial, to the terrestrial beings. What? There is nothing like that. This is a study of knowledge itself. We are all thinking we need to know something. But Aruna Prashna is actually letting you study knowledge itself. Understand what is the difference between knowing something and studying what you are knowing? That is what is called Vimarsha, reflective awareness. That requires an incredibly sharp, pure, unblemished intellect. Brahmana koshoshi medhaya pihitaha. Brahmana koshoshi medhaya pihitaha. In this kosha, the Brahman is hidden. Discover, that's what I was talking. In order to discover and go beyond, you need medha. Medha Devi Jushamana Agad. Vishwachi Bhadra Sumanasyamana. Tvaya Jushta Rishir Bhavati Devi. Medha Devi. That grace, through that grace, then we're trying to now come to this. Ashwini Devatas are the ones that are the divine duet, bridging the celestial and the terrestrial. And then yesterday's class, we talked about how the Juhu, the heavens and the Prithvi form that duet, that pair. Now, because our mind is polluted with awareness that is not appropriate, we listen to the word and we interpret only with the awareness you have. If you understood this, am I talking to myself? Everything that you interpret is based on the tool you are using. And if the tool is not properly tuned, your interpretation of that which you see is limited by not only the capacity of the tool, but also by the efficiency with which the tool works. Are you with me? Hello, Saira. Are we all with us? Together? Are we together? I'm not trying to teach or preach, nothing like that. I'm just discussing. What we're doing is we are invoking. We are looking at things so closely, together, not individually. When that happens only, because your individual intellectual capacity is absolutely inadequate. 100% inadequate. So therefore, what you have to do? You have to combine the intellects. Tejashvinavadhitamast. Study together with steadiness. Then only none of the stuff that the speaker is talking about is priorly researched or chat GPT kind of nonsense. No, never. Never. No books, no reading, nothing. It's all our collective presence. The speaker is as much a learner in the process than everybody that is listening to the speaker. In fact, more the learner. The speaker is benefited by it. So what I was saying, when you use the word vimarsha, then what happens? Because your tool is only limited to this inadequate language called English, then you put it in a Sanskrit English dictionary, vimarsha. And the dictionary gives you English meaning, which will be critique. And therefore, what you think? Oh, vimarsha means critique. Now, you didn't even understand what that word critic meant. Because your mind is always criticizing, not critiquing. You know what we are talking about. Do we know even English properly? Huh? Do you think we know English properly? We neither know English nor anything else. You are stuck in the rutter with this thing that is polluted with two properties called impurity and distraction. Lack of clarity and completely disintegrated. Just like a sun can be seen only with the light that he radiates. Look at this. Carefully look at this. To see the sun, you need the light he is emanating. Similarly, to see the mantra, you need to get hold of the light that is reflected from the mantra. And holding on to that reflection, you go deeper into the source. That is am I all bothering you? You are all thinking, what is this man? Finish this Aruna. I mean, what? I don't want all of this stuff. I just want to learn Arunam so that next time there is yajna, I can also come and chant. I want to learn Rudram because next time there is yajna, I will chant. Otherwise, I won't chant. Otherwise, I don't want to, do any collective sadhana, nothing like that. My learning is only just to put a check mark and feel happy. Oh my God, I know Rudram now. I know Arunam now. I know this now. I know that now. You don't even know that you do not know. That is So this pair that we are talking about, the moment we use the word pair, the moment that word pair is used, what comes to the mind? This is a question.
Husband and wife.
Hello. Husband and wife. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The moment word garbha is used, yesterday I asked, what is garbham? What came to the mind?
Pregnancy.
Pregnancy. So what happened there? That your capacity to understand that word has gotten limited by the mind which is in relative awareness. Relatively, garbham means pregnancy. Ahar garbhan dadhade. Day in and day out, they are holding pregnancy. If any woman hears that, she'll slap you. Yaar, one garbham is a big deal. What do you mean day in and day out holding garbham? So obviously that doesn't mean that. Ahar garbhan dadhade. Then you are looking at this mantra and saying, what is it teaching? So that which is received, nurtured, grown, delivered, the entire process is what is called, that is what is being referred to in that beautiful 44th mantra, and leading to that, how the cloud first gathers itself with humidity, then filled with water, electricity, then discharges that. The only purpose of the cloud to form is to hold the water and discharge the rain. Therefore, the cloud is getting pregnant with this water and delivering this beautiful water for the sustenance of the universe. Yes. Ahar garbhan dadhade. And in order for this body has experienced receiving bhajans at one point from Bhagwan. It is, I didn't know what it is to hold a baby and deliver a baby, but receiving that bhajan was like receiving something that was incredible. And you are, it's like, and then the bhajan was coming out. When the bhajan was coming out, the words, the tune, everything will come out, and there is nothing else that this body and mind could do. Sometimes driving, you have to really stop, pull into a parking lot, and then used to carry a paper and a pen. And then when that was coming out, you take a paper and a pen, and somebody was just writing that out of you. And then when that is done, it felt, oh my God, what just happened through this body? And it felt so happy, so incredible. Then reading that bhajan, oh, what is this? Oh my God, look at these words. Oh, what a tune. Incredible. It's like holding that baby and then looking at that baby. Oh, this is what came out of me. Ahar garbhan dadhade. Ahar garbhan dadhade. That is what this mantra is talking about. I'm giving all this preamble because the next set of mantras will be so confusing. We will have no clue. What are they talking about? How can this be a pair? The moment we think of a pair, we are always thinking pair of opposites. Why we think of pair of opposites? Because our mind is only tuned to perceive pairs of opposites. But it never can conceive that a pair doesn't mean pair of opposites. That there are so many pairs in the universe that work together and deliver the work that is required for sustaining that universe. If I did not explain all these things, brothers and sisters, you will be as confused as this mind was when it studied these mantras. And it has to go hold Swami's feet and say, I just don't get this, I just don't get this. And then there is no interpretation. Please go Google, ChatGPT, whatever it is. By the way, ChatGPT is a tool that is only helpful if you have the awareness of how to guide ChatGPT. See, this is the most, yes, it has its value, but what is it pulling data from? It's doing a great job, in integrating data and just dumping it to you. Ahar garbhan dadhade. Deliver what we need to do. But if you really don't have awareness and you look at the output, there is a 50% chance that it is not right. There's a 50% chance that it is not right. Okay. Does anybody have any question before we go into this next 45th mantra? Now your Swati is saying, Anna, please finish, Anna. I have to teach on Wednesday. So,
No.
Okay. Tayoretau vatsavaho ratre.
तयोरेतौ वत्सावहो रात्रे
Prithivya ahaha.
पृथिव्या अहः
Divo ratrihi.
दिवो रात्रिः
Ta avisrishtau.
ता अविसृष्टौ
Dampati eva bhavataha.
दम्पती एव भवतः.
Simple 4 lines. Tayoretau vatsavaho ratre.
तयोरेतौ वत्सावहो रात्रे तयोरेतौ वत्सावहो रात्रे
Prithivya ahaha.
पृथिव्या अहः पृथिव्या अहः
Divo ratrihi.
दिवो रात्रिः दिवो रात्रिः
Ta avisrishtau.
ता अविसृष्टौ ता अविसृष्टौ
Dampati eva bhavatah.
दम्पती एव भवतः दम्पती एव भवतः
Tayoretau vatsavaho ratre. Prithivya ahaha. Divo ratrihi. Ta avisrishtau. Dampati eva bhavatah.
तयोरेतौ वत्सावहो रात्रे पृथिव्या अहः दिवो रात्रिः ता अविसृष्टौ दम्पती एव भवतः
तयोः एतौ वत्सौ अहोरात्रे अहः रात्रि रात्रे अहोरात्रे पृथिव्याः अहः दिवः रात्रिः तौ तौ अविसृष्टौ दंपती एव भवतः. With the exception of ta, avisrushtav, rest of them are all very simple padas. So now let's look at what this word by word meaning is. Tayoh means for this, heaven and the earth. Ete dyuf prithivyo. That's what the last mantra said. So referring to that, for that heaven and earth. Etau, the following. Aho ratre, day and night, are the Vatsav. They are the children. For this heaven and earth, this day and night are the children. So one pair has given rise to another pair. First pair, Dyuhu, Prithvi. And for both of them, day and night are the children. Vatsaha. Vatsaha means two ways. Vatsaha can be said as sons. Vatsa means son. So that's where the confusion will come. Oh, for them there are two sons born, and those two sons become a pair. Then our dirty mind is stuck in logic. Arey, what is this, sir? If parents have two children and two sons, they are brothers, no. How can they then become a pair again? That is what this dirty mind was stuck in. Then it has to say, no, this doesn't make any sense. All my relative world is falling apart. I have to put he, she, and all the other kinds of stuff. What is happening here? So we'll get into that. That's the reason why there was so much preamble. Erase the dirty thought first. That all this relative world application and how you look at the whole relative world. So for them, for who the Dyuhu and Prithvi, there are not necessarily son, there is a lineage. And that lineage, what is born out of that is the day and the night. Tayoh, amongst that day and night, Tayoh, now referring to the day and night. The first Tayoh is referring to heaven and earth. The second Tayoh is referring to day and night. Amongst this day and night, Ahaha Prithivyaha, the day is born from the earth. Divaha Ratri, the night is born from the heaven. Tauh, that means that day and night. Avisrushtav, they are inseparable. Avisrushtav. Dampati eva bhavataha, therefore they become a couple again. Dampati. Dampatihi eva bhavataha, they become a couple again. Now, tell me, if you do not have God's grace, how confused you will be with this mantra. That's why all the previous mantras are invoking His grace. Without that grace, all these mantras, they will be interpreted atrociously by some minds that do not have any level of awareness about this incredible epistemology. And then they will write nonsense. And these other corrupt minds that are so-called pseudo-secular minds that have equally ignorant capabilities will read that fellow's commentary, and then they will also start saying that these mantras are useless, these mantras are blind beliefs, these mantras have no context to today's society, and therefore you quit the friend that has done no harm to you and is doing only good for you. Wow. You understand? Now, you heard this before, no? You heard this concept before. Why we quit Shastras? Why we quit the scriptures? Because we don't have the capacity to understand them, nor have we invoked the grace of the divine to give us the capacity to understand them. We will abandon them, saying that they are foolish beliefs, blind faith. So in essence, what this mantra is saying, Tayo hetau vatsaha vatsau. So this word divi means actually that which shines up above. Divi. Divi also is used for a lamp. Divi is used also for a lamp. So that which shines above is what is called Dyauh. Prithvi means that which is broad and expansive. And I covered this elaborately in Bhusuttam about those words. So the logic of why the day is born out of earth and the night is born from heavens, is there a logic to that? See what this mantra is saying. Let's review this. Okay, for the heaven and earth, the day and night are the lineage, and amongst the day and night, Prithvi is the one from which day is born. Ratri is from which the night is born, interpreting the word Ratri as the night. So they are inseparable. Day and night are inseparable, right? You see that? There is no gap between day and day. They are hooked at the hip. Day follows night, night follows day. So they are constantly associated with each other. They are inseparable. Those that are inseparable like that, if you want to define what you want to call them, they are called Dampati. Not those that get married and after a few years get divorced again. They have children, and after separation, they will have children. Your children and my children are fighting with our children. That is the nature of the society we live in. Your children and my children are fighting with our children. So that is not the Dampati here. The definition of Dampati is the inseparable pay in doing the yajna. And that yajna is sacrifice that benefits the society. That is the yajna. To do that yajna, two partners come together and do this yajna together, inseparably, separated only in the body, but one in doing the action. Do you understood? Dampati eva bhavataha. So, how does the day come out? So when something is coming out, again, pregnancy, ahar ahar garbhan dadade. So you have to understand now the words in the context of how this is referring to. Day is born from the earth, by holding in its womb during the night. Night is held by the heaven in its womb during the day. It's very hard to even contextualize and understand this logic. That's why I had to give so much preamble to this. Otherwise, you are totally, only when something is held, right? Pregnancy, you are holding a baby. You hold it and you deliver it. So, what is holding in its womb? Night is held by the heaven in its womb during the day. Day is held in its womb by the earth during the night. And therefore, this lineage is given accordingly in this mantra. So the day and night, again, they are inseparable couple. Therefore, they are together responsible for releasing the next pair. So don't look at Vatsa means only sons. If you go to Sanskrit dictionary, like my sister does, and then you type the word Vatsa, it will tell 100% son or something like that. Then you interpret the mantra like that. Are kya ho raha hai yaar? What is this? Two sons are born. They are inseparable. They get married. And now they carry. What is? Oh my God, this is like totally confusing. It has no relevance to my life. So, are we Tayoretau Vatsau? Please repeat. Tayoretau Vatsau.
Tayoretau vatsau.
Agnischadityascha.
Agnischadityascha.
Ratrervatsaha.
Ratrervatsaha.
Sveta Adityaha.
Shveta adityaha.
Anhognihi.
Anhognihi.
Tamro Arunaha.
Tamro arunaha.
Ta Avisrishtau.
Ta avisrishtau.
Dampati eva bhavataha.
Dampati eva bhavataha.
These mantras are called the divine lineage. Tamro Arunaha. Oh, sorry. I have to go to Tayoretau. That's okay. Tayoretau Vatsau.
Tayoretau vatsau. Tayoretau vatsau.
Vatsau. Okay, Vatsau. Tayoretau Vatsau.
Tayoretau vatsau.
Vatsau. You are saying Vatsau. It is not Vatsau. It's not Tsa. It is Vatsa. Tsa. Vatsau. Takar. Vatsau. Vatsau. Are you hearing? You're saying Vatsau. You're saying Sakara. I'm saying Ta and Sa together. It is Vatsau. Ta is the dental. Sa is also dental. So both sounds should come from the dental, where the tip of the tongue touches where the edge of the teeth, not the edge means not the end, but the beginning of the teeth, the dental sound. तयोरेतौ वत्सौ.
तयोरेतौ वत्सौ.
Okay. Yeah,
तयोरेतौ वत्सौ.
Vatsau, Vatsau, not
च
You are almost making it sound like cerebral. Tongue is a little higher touching. So, see, and that is the problem. They call ignorance is bliss because if you don't know, then you don't notice mistakes. What?
च
Vatsau,
वत्स.
Vatsa, Samvatsara,
Vatsa.
Samvatsara. Not Vatsa, Tsa is different sound than Tsa. Are you hearing the difference between the two, Kana, when I am saying it?
Only when explaining the part of the tongue, I couldn't really hear I couldn't recognize the difference.
Difference, okay. When you say Samvatsara, Tsara, it is not Samvatsara. It is not Samvatsara, it is Samvatsara.
Samvatsara.
Therefore, sometimes what people will do is they will put a Mahaprana there so that it will sound like a Mahaprana. But it is not a Mahaprana, it is Samvatsara, not Samvatsara. Tsara. Tsara is different from Tsara. Okay. Tayoretau vatsau.
तयोरेतौ वत्सौ.
Agnishchadityascha.
अग्निश्चादित्यश्च. अग्निश्चादित्यश्च.
Ratrirvatsah.
रात्रिर्वत्सः. रात्रिर्वत्सः.
Shveta adityah.
श्वेत आदित्यः. श्वेत आदित्यः.
Anhogniः.
अह्नोऽग्निः. अह्नोऽग्निः.
Tamro arunah.
ताम्रो अरुणः. ताम्रो अरुणः.
Ta avisrഷ്ടौ.
ता अविसृष्टौ. ता अविसृष्टौ.
दम्पती एव भवतः.
दम्पती एव भवतः. दम्पती एव भवतः.
Okay, we'll chant this lines again. Tayoretau vatsau agniश्चादित्यश्च रात्रेर्वत्सः श्वेत आदित्यः अह्नोऽग्निः ताम्रो अरुणः ता अविसृष्टौ दम्पती एव भवतः.
तयोरेतौ वत्सौ अग्निश्चादित्यश्च रात्रिर्वत्सः श्वेत आदित्यः अह्नोऽग्निः ताम्रो अरुणः ता अविसृष्टौ दम्पती एव भवतः.
Okay. The words are very simple. We went through the previous one. It should be now pretty easy. Tayoh, etau, vatsau, agnihi, cha, adityah, cha, ratrehe, vatsaha, shvetah, adityah, anhaha, agnihi. Therefore, the combination will become anhognihi. Tamraha, arunaha, tau avisruštau. Dampati eva bhavataha. This tau avisruštau, the combination of the two becomes ta avisruštau. But in this is a little bit of technical nuance for those of you who are intrigued by it. Not that I want to inundate you with technical knowledge. Technical knowledge should only clarify, should not become a burden for people. And using the language of, you have to, in reflective awareness, you should lose the baggage, not gather baggage. Right now, I am translating some poems of Father about this incredible thing about poet and critic, a kavi and a vimarshaka. Incredible, though that's the preamble of the two, the pair together. The complexity of the poem for the one who has love should simplify it, not make it more complex for the learner. You do a disservice to somebody when you actually inundate them with your knowledge rather than speak to them in their language and awareness. Quoting poems, quoting Sanskrit words, this and that, what it will do? The other person will feel, Arey Baap re Baap, kya ho raha hai? What is all this? I am doomed. I don't know any of this stuff. Now I have to now go figure out how to either learn this or I should stop attending this practices and Arunam classes. They're too much for me. So true love comes from simplifying that which is incredibly complex so that everyone can relate to it. This is the essence of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba's Vahinis, discourses, everything that he said took very complex scriptural knowledge and put them into simple words and lines. They are so simple that everybody can understand, but they are also so profound that the one who has the sharpness will go deeper into that, and they are like going deep and deep into the ocean. Therefore, Annamaya said, Yanta matramuna yavvaru talachina anta matrame neevu. So the reason why I brought is not that I want to show any scholarly knowledge or anything like that. This ta avisruštau is actually tau avisruštau, but in regular grammar, it has to be ta vavisruštau, ta vavisruštau. But Vedic grammar being more ancient than even Panini's grammar, therefore, certain principles you will not understand using a Sanskrit English dictionary or referring to books to understand those. That's the point I just want to drive. You don't have to know all this stuff. Just simply understand what the mantra carries, the meaning, and practice that meaning in life. That in itself is the greatest blessing. But put an effort to chant perfectly, because that shabda, that vibration, carries the power of taking you inside. It's like the password to get into it. Then what will happen is the mind will lose all the rest of the baggage, because now it is reflective awareness. We are going to the source from the reflection. The vibration is the reflection. And the awareness that is packed in it, you have to get hold of that reflection, like you have to get first to see the light, to see the sun. Understood? Okay. Tayo hetau. What are the tayo hetau? Hetau means for this. Tayo, those two. What are the two in the previous mantra? Where did you? Day and night, exactly. For them, Agni and Aditya, fire and sunlight, are the Vatsaha, lineage. Ratrehe, Sweta Aditya. The pure sunlight belongs to Sweta, means the white or pure. Aditya, the sunlight, belongs to Ratrehe. It belongs to the night. Tamraha, Arunaha, Agnihi, Anhaha. Tamraha, the deep red. Arunaha, the crimson colored. Agnihi, the fire. It belongs to Anhaha, to the day. Tau, they both, the fire and sunlight, avisrushtav, inseparable. Dampati eva bhavataha. Therefore, they become the next couple again. Okay. You have 2 weeks to figure all this out in the busyness of Bhagavan's birthday. So next weekend, we won't have classes. 22nd and 23rd, let's all celebrate 100% with our total presence, collectively, Bhagavan's love. And this Wednesday, there won't be practice. Celebrate the Ladies' Day, Ahar Ahar Garbhandada Day. Celebrate the Ladies' Day. And the ladies, let's give the ladies a break. They're working day and night. The men come and go, but the ladies are there all the time for these practice sessions. 100%. That's dedication and commitment and love to do Swami's work. And it comes only because when I am receiving something, I can't hold it. I have to give it out. I have to give it out as service. That is the reason why I am all the time, urging you, begging you to say, be part of it, be part of it. Not give individually, be part of the collective consciousness. Brothers and sisters, this is very important. Individual sadhana will not get you anywhere. It will get to you only to the purity. At the most, you condense the divinity within you to become a droplet of water. That is what individual sadhana does. But that droplet of water has no destiny unless it falls into a flowing river. Even if you don't like the people around you, whatever associated with whatever Sai center, do not move away from that. Do not. You have to be part of the Sai center. Whatever local Sai center you have to put a concerted effort to be part of that. Whether you like the people in that center or you dislike the people, whether they do things that are, whatever it is, be part of it. Be part of it. Be part of the collective satsang. Not just Veda chanting. They may not be doing Veda chanting. It doesn't matter. Go do service there. Go do bhajans there. Put your children through the SSSC programs there. Be part of it. And that is the only way that we are part of this collective consciousness. You understand? If we understand this, then we understand what is the power of satsang. Inspire, if people around you are not up to your standards, so-called, inspire them by being there. They will see you and then say, oh, over a period of time, they will understand. If they don't understand, then what will happen? You have lost nothing. So why I am saying this is the Ladies' Day. Let us give break to the ladies and celebrate Ladies' Day. And then 22nd and 23rd, this incredible universal consciousness is coming together. Millions of people praying to Bhagavan. Literally millions of people. Not, I mean, just this this collective sadhana. Oh, by the way, I mean, these Dominican Republic people, they don't seem to be doing anything except chanting Om Sri Sai Shranma. Something is happening there. I don't know what these people are doing. Is Esperanza on the call today? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh. Are you sleeping or not? Esperanza, are you sleeping?
Esperanza is not here, but I have no idea if she's sleeping at all. She's
Oh, yeah, please check with her. She seems to be chanting day in and day out Om Sri Sai
Sai Ram.
Maha.
I'm going to ask her.
Yeah. So, just FYI, 4.4 million times in 2 weeks. 4.4 million times in 2 weeks. Om Sri Sai Maha mantra is actually in the database. I know there are a lot more number of people that are doing, but they haven't even joined the app. It just, now, if you are chanting and you are not part of the, that's what I'm saying, be part of the collective system, be part of the chant. So inspiring to see that just United States completed 2 million out of that 4.4 million. But the highest number of chants per capita, per person, Dominican Republic. That's why I called them out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you, Swami, for giving this incredible grace. This is grace showering upon us. Can you imagine 100 million chants completed in the next year of Om Sri Sai Maha? 100 million chants. That is grace. Why I came to this? Because the Swami's birthday is an amazing opportunity for all of us to be in the divine consciousness. Let's be present. And with his grace, after the weekend after that is, I was going through the calendar and came to that. The weekend after that is Thanksgiving. And on 29th, there is Devi Mahatmya Parayanam. Brother Satish is trying to herd cats to sign up. So thank you for being persistent. And sometimes it feels like, why do we need to bother about this? Why don't we just get together in Sacramento and just do the chanting ourselves? Why we have to keep on reminding people there is this, please join? The only reason is because it's collective effort. That's the only reason, nothing more than that. So we won't have classes there for 22nd, 23rd, 29th. Then I'll let you know what happens on 30th. My mind is still stuck on the 22nd and 23rd. So we'll look at that later. Okay. Yadaksharapada Brush. Yeah,
Shekhar,
yes, ma.
19th,
Yes, ma.
19th, we are having a class, 19th, which is Wednesday. Did you say that we are having?
No.
Or? No, thank you.
No. It's Ladies' Day, and please take a break.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. All right. Yadaksharapada Bhrashtam. Chandrasekhara Saishwara.
ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते
No. Rewind. Don't get blissed out in between chants. Aparadha sahasrani
क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम
Tasmat
कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष साईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु
Okay, let's see if there are any questions. Okay. The earth gives birth to the day and sky gives birth to the night. Is it based on the rotation of the earth, based on the sun rising and setting? Yes. Physically, that is true. Physically, that is what is happening. So therefore, it appears that way. When we consider opposites as pairs, I said that is dirty thought. Please explain a little more as to why it is considered not right. Okay. So when I said the conceiving the pairs, opposites as the pairs, like good and bad as a pair, beautiful and ugly as a pair. Why did I use the word dirty about that? Because it's because of the impurity of the mind that we perceive only opposites. Otherwise, there are no opposites. That's the reason why that thought came. The impurity of the mind makes you perceive only the opposites that conflict with each other. So in assuming so, something is beautiful, something is ugly. The comparison, right? So that creates the conflict. The conflict is basically the discrepancy between the observed and the observer. So therefore, what will happen is you begin to judge and then you begin to categorize. All of that further deteriorates the mind and disintegrates the mind. And all what I'm describing, there are Sanskrit terms for that. I won't use them. Only because if I use them, I will intimidate people. Oh, I know some Vedanta or something like that. That is the reason why that property of the mind, which is what is described as impurity, that impurity perceives always opposites, and perception of the opposites goes to judgment. Judgment basically stifles the mind, and it will say you shouldn't do this because these are good people, bad people, good people. That so it will interfere with the fundamental aspect of unity and in diversity. Okay, it's the nature of the mind to separate. So it's the nature of the divine to integrate. Okay, so I hope that answers the question, Ma. Yes, is that clear?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
Shikaji.
Okay. You have a follow-up?
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask also about you gave a very important point that the perception is colored, right, based on the tool and the purity of the person who's or the efficiency of the perceiver. So I guess this ties to that there's a judgment is also a perception, and that comes from the source, which is impure, of always looking at differentiation and judging.
Right. So that's the reason why I was also talking about critic is different from criticism.
Yeah.
Okay. A critic is looking at something without looking at it as a pair of opposites and all of that stuff. Criticism means you judge. A lot of people do not understand the difference between the two. When you critique something, you are trying to make it better. And you are actually bringing out the beauty in it in the context of how to make it even shine forth, much more profound. When you criticize, that means when you critique, you are focusing on the issue. When you criticize, you are focusing on the individual. There is the difference between it. You have not differentiated between the issue and the individual. The moment you individualize something, that means that the mind is impure. Only if you focus on the issue, you're tackling the issue. So tackle the issue, not the individual. And sometimes those two are inseparable. But the beauty of critique is to make something better. The beauty, the problem with criticism is that it individualizes. That's another way to look at it. Okay, Garbha, womb. Can we explain Garbha Graham? Garbha Griham. Okay, Griham. Okay. In a temple, as the womb of a temple, or is there another meaning? Garbha means that which is hidden. Pregnancy means that which is hidden. Right? What do you do with a pregnancy? You hide a baby until it comes out. You not only hide it, but you sustain it, you grow it, you do what an incredible process of all of that is happening. So Garbha means that which is hidden inside or not patent, that which is latent. Garbhagriham, that is referred to in the context of a temple, is that which is latent is hidden there, but you are thinking it is only the idol. The ideal is hidden in the idol. The ideal is hidden in the idol.
So, in the context of the 44th stanza, last line, Shikaji, Arahara Garbhan Dadhate.
Ahar Garbhan Dadhate.
Ahar. Is that also like a hidden truth that is?
Were you there yesterday?
I wasn't there. I missed.
Okay, you can listen to the YouTube. It's a very intense. It was a very intense experience of literally having a pregnancy and delivering it.
Thank you.
I went through the pain, but I don't know how other people saw my pain of delivering that mantra's meaning. It was very intense.
Okay, sure.
Ah,
Thank you, Shekhar.
Sai Ram. Yes. Okay.
We
Any
went
other
through the
question?
pain of receiving it and
You also,
understanding it.
you're telling you received pain or you saw the pain?
I received the pain of receiving and understanding it.
Okay. All right. I'll stop there. No comments. Okay.
Sairam, brother, Uncle Shekhar.
Uh-huh.
So
Om
yesterday's
Sai Ram.
class, Om Sairam, yesterday's class was very, very inspiring. And the words and everything was going through my head and whatever. And the way you spoke about women. And I obviously slept and I had a dream. And I have to share this with everyone. So in the dream, there was a prayer. And then you started chanting. You were in this prayer. You started chanting. And then as you were chanting, the mother was rising from the floor. As she was rising from the floor, she came towards me. I could feel her darshan, and she went higher up towards the ceiling, and she turned around and she turned into Lord Shiva.
Jai Sai Ram. Thank you for sharing that. Okay.
Sairam.
So one felt the pain, the other felt the inspiration. So that's what I. Okay, go ahead, Chandrasekhara.
Anna, I want to go back to mantra 43. In that class, you were connecting that Savitaram Vitanmantam and Anubadhnati Shambaraha to the Saptashloki mantra. And obviously, you did not explain that day, but I was trying to find what was the connection you were making. So did some study on that. So basically, the Savit, which is mentioned in that 43rd mantra, is the sun that exists primarily for the life sustenance. And you explained that the Shambaraha, which is the rain-filled clouds, also exist for life sustenance. So I was trying to understand how we were connecting that with the Tvam Ashritaya, sorry,
Rogana
Seshana
Seshana
Paham
Paham.
Sitush. Yeah.
Say the slokam.
Rogan
Rogan.
Seshanapaham Situshta Rushtatu Kaman Sakalan Abhishtan Twamashritanam na vipannaranan Twamashritahyaashrayatam prayanti.
Very good. Yes.
So in that, so I went back to the 2022 class, 2023 class. I was listening to that, in which that Tvamashritanam Vipannaranam. So you said, whomsoever takes refuge in the mother, they will not be affected by any calamities. That was the third line. And the fourth line said, those that have completely surrendered in the mother, they will take care. They have the ability to take care of others. So that's the explanation that you gave in that. So I was just trying to take these two lines and see how does that. So perhaps the Savit here in this mantra is connected to the Divine Mother, and then the rain-laden clouds, which is what perhaps you are connecting with those that have completely surrendered in the mother, and they have the ability to. So I'm just trying making sure that if I'm connecting the same way as how the actual meaning is connected.
Okay. So my only response to that, watch my screen.
Oh, Saira.
Yes, 100% that is what it is. So, but there is a hidden principle of practice there. The cloud is filled with the water because of the grace of the sun. Without the grace of the sun, to begin with, the cloud is not even formed. Forget about getting filled. The cloud gets formed, filled with water. And for what purpose? Only to release that for the sustenance of life of the beings, right? So the cloud is delivering itself, the water, and you look at the cloud and you see, oh, this cloud is so incredible. It gave this beautiful, beautiful rain and helped with all the beings, etc. But you forgot the source from which it is coming. So do not look at a cloud and get carried away by the cloud, literally. Stay with the source. It is the source. All the rest of the stuff that you're seeing phenomenally, with all the gurus, everything, etc. Yes, they are the clouds. They are carrying the water. And they are giving that for the sustenance. But remember, what is behind it? That source, if you catch, then you will become a cloud. You don't have to get hold of every cloud, because they're all passing clouds. They never stay. The only thing that stays is the sun. Rest of them are all passing clouds. So that's why I say, don't get carried away. Yes, it is nice to see that cloud, and you are feeling the rain and literally enjoying the cloud and all of that stuff. And that capacity is given to you as a cloud. And for point number one, if you are a cloud filled with water, you have to discharge it. So therefore, if you received the grace of God, don't keep it, discharge it. Release it. And if you release it, He will fill you again. Release it, fill you again. Give, 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 give. Always give. When you give, then you will get refilled. If you do not give and just keep it with you, then you will never get refilled again. This applies to every part of our life, whether it is money, energy, time, all those things. Give what you got from God back to the society. Then God will give you more to give it to people. Not just, I'm happy, I got my everything. I mean, the other day, I was at a home bhajan and this devotee was sharing how incredibly Swami took care of him and he lost his job. I was very touched, because when he lost his job out of the blue, and he didn't have visa status in this country, and it came all of a sudden as a surprise, and he didn't know what to do, because until that point of time, he was not even coming to Sai Center. Suddenly, he saw that there is this incredible volunteering work happening with the new building in the center. As if he will go to office, he left home at 8:30 in the morning, came to the Sai Center, worked all day for the Sai Center, and went home. And within 2 months, Swami took care of him like amazingly. Both the wife and husband got the jobs and everything. They packed the bags. This is a real story. There were a few people on this forum that heard this directly from the devotee. So that's where, that tells you what? That it was Baba's grace, that he at least had the mindset, I am jobless, I have time, therefore I can go do volunteering for Swami. How many of us actually will have that presence of mind and awareness? You feel depressed that you don't have a job, number one. Number two, you are clueless what to do next. Third thing, what will you do? You will be going crazy, applying, calling, doing LinkedIn, all this stuff. He didn't do any of that stuff. He just said, there is service happening at the Sai Center. Let me go. Entire landscaping for Swami's center he did single-handedly almost. That is what is grace. But if you receive it, you have to give it back. You have time, you give it back. You have time. Huh? You have time. What do you do with the time after you retire? If you retire, that's a concept. What do you do with all the money that you accumulated, which is grace of God? Want to accumulate more and more and more and more. When is the time to think that this cloud is filled? Now it is time to discharge at least a little bit of it. And to do that is God's grace. To give is God's grace. Write this down. If you give, you have God's grace. If you don't give what you got, it's a disgrace. Sairam, I'll stop there. Okay, very good. Excellent. All right, anything else? 8:38. Okay, because we have 3 weeks break. Okay. All right, everybody happy. May Bhagwan bless us all during this centennial birthday to shower more on us and to fill us with his love so that we only give it back what he has given us, so that he will fill us more and more only to give. Let us get to give. And if you want to call what giving is, the real meaning of the word thanks is giving. Therefore, it's called thanks is giving. Therefore, it's called thanksgiving. Thanksgiving does not mean, if you look at the history of this country, Thanksgiving is celebrated because people came, they were starving, there was famine, etc., and God gave them. Therefore, they celebrate. Now it has turned into atrocious, killing some turkey and putting it in an oven and eating it. And then for many of us who came to this country, who do not even know what turkey is, we party. We celebrate like a festival. Nothing wrong in enjoying life. But how do we turn it into something that is meaningful, useful, both for the self and the society? That is truly thanksgiving. And this Bhagwan has come as an avatar only to lead us with his life as an example and an ideal of giving, giving, and giving, nothing else. It's so inspiring to see how many millions and millions of people are touched by God, by Swami's grace and love. Millions and millions. Out of those millions and millions, none of them have even formed water drops. A few have formed clouds. A few have formed clouds filled with this incredible grace and love of his. Savitaram vitanvantam anubadhnati shambaraha. So this God who has given you, he's constantly following you. Anubadhnati, closely attached to your grace. What you got, you know that it is his grace. But he's also watching you. Hey, what are you doing with what I have given you? Are you doing something about it? Or are you just keeping it to yourself? And if you're, that is what that mantras are saying. He's watching you. God is watching us. God is watching us. God is watching us from a distance. Let's remember that. Om Sri Sai Rama. Thank you very much. Happy birthday to the Bhagwan inside all of you. May he live, flourish, to give to everyone around us. Jai Sai Ram. Om Swastif Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishah Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Samasta Lokah Sukhino Bhavantu समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
Jai
Jai
Jai Ram.
जय
Jai Ram.
साई